Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we harken back to simpler times with a 1 versus 1 deathmatch on a map called Runestones, which I believe is a custom-made map for the Red Bull competition. Our players today are the yellow Hun GGTR and our blue Teuton Speedlimit. Now, as you can see in the bottom right of your screen, Speedlimit does have a Twitch account. Highly recommend everyone go check it out, support the community. Always fun to watch really good players play each other. Now, while they build their infrastructure and immediately start attacking each other because this is deathmatch, let's take a look at their civs. But before the civs, actually, let's take a look at what deathmatch actually is. 20,000 wood, 20,000 food, 10,000 gold, and 5,000 stone. So, as you can see, the game starts with an immediate building frenzy, and I expect one player to attack the other very fast. Here we go. As I say that, the Hunnic paladins make their way across the map. Now, the Huns, first thing everyone knows about them, as you can see, no houses. They come with an immediate 200 population. Their cavalry archers are cheaper. Their trebs are more accurate. Their stables produce units faster. And their unique unit is the Tarkin, can shred through an entire building line in a matter of seconds. Facing them, we have a civilization that comes with basically a grab bag of bonuses and upgrades. The Teutonic civilization. Towers, town centers, much more powerful. Farms are 40% cheaper. All units from the barracks, stable, and siege come with extra melee armor. I think barracks and stables have a +2, and the siege units have a +4. Castles have +3 extra range. So as you can see, this castle here has a 13 range, and their unique unit, which I'm hoping we get to see because it's one of my favorite units in the game, the Teutonic Knight, super slow, but super tanky, very powerful. I believe it might be the most powerful infantry unit in the game. That being said, let's see if we do see it, because it can stand toe-to-toe with a paladin much better than a halberdier, although it is much less cost-effective. For now, pressure being applied here by our yellow Hunnic player, setting the pace of the game, sending paladins to the back, distracting more. Oh, we have cavalry archers coming in to the side. Okay, he's establishing a bit of a forward position here with a castle, setting the waypoint for his units here in the middle of the map. So early game aggression is over. Now we're back to the building stage. Both parties, both players. Wow, look at this, just the streaming units. Both players producing, spending their resources. Our yellow Hun is almost out of gold. Our blue Teuton sitting at about half his gold. And here we go, the combo, such a heavy-hitting combo of a paladin and a heavy cavalry archer. But our Teutonic player, his siege onagers, how many siege onagers? Oh man, he's going up to 20. So that should zone out these cavalry archers fairly well. Let's see how well his attack ground micro is and see if he... Okay, there we go. Managed to kill off 5 paladins. Immediate pressure here. Oh, he's got to be careful, though, our yellow Hunnic player. You don't want to just give away these cavalry archers. They're not cheap. Even with the discount, I mean, you can't just afford to throw them out like this. I mean, he's losing a significant amount. He's getting a lot of blue's paladins. Blue has I guess, an exploratory expeditionary force of halbs here on the left. And now, after an initial crazy first 5 minutes of the game, after they built their infrastructure, where are we sitting? Our yellow Hunnic player with 42 vills, 90 army supply. Our Teuton sitting at much fewer vills, only 15, and a smaller army count. So, could be by virtue of the fact that the offense of the yellow player took him by surprise, or he wasn't prepared for it, or just the fact that he needs to focus so much off these onagers doing so much damage. I mean, they didn't kill much, but let's look at the HP here. Yeah, half of these cavalry archers are dead. Okay, continuing to build cavalry archers is our yellow Hunnic player, expanding onto the right, catching an expansion, expanding to the left, so he is all over the map. Look at the mini-map at the bottom center of your screen. Yellow has expanded almost everywhere. Town centers going down for both players, actually. So fantastic to see. Okay, a little cessation in the hostilities, a little lull. An armistice has been signed for November. Let's see these onagers, how they handle themselves against these cav archers. I mean, so far, advantage onagers, but he's got to be careful. Sheer numbers. Look at how many cavalry archers our yellow Hunnic player is building, but look how many are dying. Oh my god. So far, our Teuton has killed 224 units to the 137 of our Hun. That being said, our Hunnic player, here we go, Tarkans. I mean, I would get them out of the firing range. 3 are not going to do much. Especially not with 2 town centers, or a town center and a castle raining hell upon them. But, okay, our Teuton player says, you know what, I'm in range of your castle, but tickle my treb all you want. By the time you repair this castle, it's going to be dead. 3 villagers are not way too few to save that castle. And let's see if our Teutonic player can push back this yellow tide of Hunnic aggression. And what are the players sitting at? So our Hun, 10 paladins, 28 cav archers, a few Tarkans. Oh wow, fantastic attack rounds here by our Teuton, who is sitting on 20 onagers, 9 paladins, going up to almost 50 halbs. So he's expended his gold bank, only has 1,000 left, which is still a few hundred more than the Hunnic player. Let's see if these paladins can do anything. For now, they're attacking a farm, saying, you know, we could win this war, but we're going to deprive you of food. So they're not going to accomplish much here to the north, but he's pushing out onto the map. Non-stop action from minute 1. If you haven't played Deathmatch, highly recommend it. Always super fun. Go crazy, spend your resources. Look at we're 13 minutes into the game. Both players have basically spent 80% of all the resources that they started with. In terms of army composition, I say I would have to give this to our Teutonic player. I mean, just by virtue of these siege onagers. I mean, they can... He's shown that his micro with them is fantastic. His attack round is fantastic. These halbs should zone out anything that yellow can throw at him, except maybe siege rams. So let's see if this gets anything done. At the same time, a castle going down here on the right side. So our blue player is starting to establish himself on the map. The Tarkans are coming in. They're not super fantastic against these paladins. They get the onager, which is great. So this castle should fall. I mean, 4 or 5 siege rams, but there is an onager here, 2 onagers. But they're busy fighting the cavalry. So the castle does fall. At the same time, though, blue is swarming yellow's base. Look at this. Army counts are somewhat similar, 70 to 89. Not a huge difference, especially when the extra 19 or so are in halberdiers. Okay, not paying attention here. I think our blue player was looking elsewhere on the map. That being said, he's got so many halbs, he's got so many siege onagers. Does it really even matter that he lost a few? And he's coming forward with 5 trebs. Does our Hunnic player has 2 trebs. One is on the left, and another one coming. I mean, this is good, but this is not critical damage here on the flank. I mean, what are you going to attack here? A barracks, a siege, workshop, and a town center? You've got this army bearing down into the guts of your base. I think our Hunnic player needs to do a bit more damage. Maybe more head-on, or maybe at least attack these positions, which he now discovered are covered by 2 castles. So our Hun player is in trouble. Okay, good little sneaky run by here with a few paladins. No, keep attacking the trebs. Unfortunately, after getting 1 treb, he focuses on the halbs, which will make quick work of these paladins. And here come the siege rams. I mean, they're exposed. They have to be careful. You don't want to expose them to paladins. Our Hunnic player is completely out of gold. So that might be the end of the cavalry archers and the paladins. Let's see if he starts spamming trash. Oh, God. These onagers are just catching troops left, right, and center. Doesn't matter if they're his own troops or not. He says, I don't care. Friendly fire. Be damned. Okay. What is our Hunnic player doing to respond to this? He's sitting at half the army supply. He's going up to a few more paladins. Okay, going hussars. If he can spam hussars and overwhelm this, but at this point, is blue even going to give him an opportunity? Here we go. Little clumps of paladins. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of these. you know, throwing away 5, 6, 7, 8 paladins at a time, as opposed to just massing them and then attacking with 30 or 40. Will he even get the Treb? He will not. So this might just be GG. I mean, these guys, have they just been attacking farms the whole time? Yeah, blue has defended against yellow's aggression, and then once he defended, immediately pushed out onto the map, pushed out to the right side here. Here we go, our first Teutonic Knights. Ah, that's a shame. I would have loved to see these Teutonic Knights. I mean, they take a lot of damage from castles, but look at that. Look at that melee armor. 13. That's a 13 melee armor. How tanky they are, and they attack on a 21. So they are super powerful. Tarkin managing to catch a couple of villagers here, expanding to the left, but doesn't matter. Our blue streamer playing the Teutons is victorious. Always fun to watch deathmatch games. They just get so chaotic, so fast. Because players start with so much gold, they generally go with the tankiest units first, which is why we saw the cavalry archers, the paladins, eventually Tarkins, and now Teutonic Knights. Where are the Teutonic Knights? There they are. They are just so powerful. They're so much fun to watch as they just slowly, very slowly, shred through armies. But good game by both players. Yellow did his best to dislodge blue right from the start. I would have liked to see a more concentrated effort of paladins as opposed to cavalry archers, but I get it. Huns have a discount on cavalry archers, and I'm more old school. I'm hearkening back to the days of Frank Wars, where it was literally who can build the most paladins and who can swamp their opponent with the most paladins. So I'm kind of biased towards this tanky cavalry unit. That being said, fantastic game by both players. Love to see the Huns, their cavalry archers, so fast. But blue, I think these are the MVPs of the game. These siege onagers. 7 kills on this one, 20 kills on this one. Overall, look at the kill count at the bottom right of your screen. 435 dead by blue's hand. Yellow killed 254. Wow. I mean, I'm assuming some of these 400 of blues include his own units, because these onagers do not care. These fiery balls don't care if you're wearing a blue tunic or a yellow tunic. If you're in their way, you're gone. You're dead. Your participation in this game is at an end. So MVPs right here, as well as their fallen onager brethren. And overall, a fantastic 1v1 deathmatch. It's good to see them thrown in amidst the usual 1v1 random maps. They're much quicker. And like I said, always they get very hectic and very fun to watch. So I'll see everyone in the next one. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.